All right, here we go. Hello and welcome into the Section 109 podcast, here from Studio Breezy. This is 2 weeks in a row, Matthew.
Look at us.
I'm going to have a little Red Bull here because I am very, very excited about the things we're about to talk about. First of all, like, comment, subscribe. Please do the things that make us happy as podcasters. If you have more things that should be part of the drinking game, hopefully this will be the last episode I say that. Every time I think of it, I think it's funny. And yeah, Matthew, how are the vibes?
We won.
Hold on. That deserves, if anything, deserves an applause, an extended applause break.
I could have gone with, we fucking won.
We did fucking win, buddy. It's good. Doesn't matter what did I tell you? I don't know if I said it on this podcast or if I just said it to you.
It's better to be lucky than good.
Yes.
Yes, says every sports fan ever.
And what did I also tell you that before that game?
You thought that we might get a bounce and the luck would finally turn.
I said we were going to win. I wasn't obviously 100% sure, but I felt like we've been playing reasonably well and we've never gotten what we deserved on the win side for the past 10 games. We hadn't gotten a bounce. Anytime we deserved to win, we either drawn or lost. And so I just felt like we were going to get a bounce, and we got a bounce.
We did get a bounce. Look, it wasn't pretty. As far as games of football go, it was actually like kind of a bad game of football.
Matthew, any game the Blues play in that they win is a great game of football.
I guess aesthetically, it was not an enjoyable game of soccer.
I loved it.
But you know, it was kind of one of those classic, don't let too much happen. We let a little bit too much happen. And Eldon bailed us out, or Core just being bad bailed us out.
Both. It was both. Eldon bailed us out on the one, and then Core being bad bailed us out on two. There's basically only three really good chances of the match for them. One is like really tough because it's flying and he can only get a toe on it. The other one, he hits it straight at Eldon, and Eldon makes a beautiful read to be in the right position and whatever else. And he also has another good save, but like that's a much more dangerous one. And then there's another one, guy just hits wide. And sometimes that's the bounce I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't call the penalty bounce lucky because like we get in, we beat them, and we had created some stuff in the match.
Oh, listen, if Covey doesn't bring down Garcia there,
he's one-on-one.
That is a massive chance.
Yeah. Which is why he grabbed his leg, I guess. Also, there's not a lot of explaining what Ibrahim Covey does.
Really just ever. Yeah.
Yeah. He does a lot of, he finishes like a striker into his own net sometimes. That was the previous game we played them. Like, he's an unexplainable kind of guy. He's a maverick.
I think
he's also enormous, and I miss...
This is such like a tangent here, but like...
Do you miss the Tolly?
Ibrahim Covey is basically the MLS Next Pro version of David Luiz.
Yes.
Like, if you were controlling him in a video game...
Unstoppable.
Unbelievable.
Unstoppable.
But
he
left
controls
to his
him.
own devices...
He is sometimes incredible.
He is sometimes very incredible.
He's a really good player, and on his day, he's genuinely one of the best center backs in the league. And then not on his day, he's one of the worst center backs in the league, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and you just really never know what's going to happen.
Do you miss the Anatoly and Ibrahim Covey battles?
No,
because I was always scared of a red card.
Well, listen, we've played now.
He's got
5 games against Carolina Core.
Yes.
And if memory serves, 4 of them have produced a red.
And I still don't care about them.
No, that's the thing. I can't.
I do a little bit more than the other teams, but like not more than several other teams. Like there's other teams that are closer to being... Huntsville and Miami are closer to being rivals.
Huntsville, Miami, and Atlanta.
Huntsville, Miami, Atlanta, Core.
Because we've never played a normal home game against Atlanta.
Actually, for me, it doesn't. For me, I think it might go Miami, Atlanta, Huntsville, Core. Or yeah, I think that's.
I can't be bothered to hate Huntsville yet, because they were so bad, inexplicably. Because like the underlying numbers were decent, were pretty decent on them last year. And yet they just like couldn't win games. So like I just couldn't get that mad. And now this year they're
really fucking good.
Really good. And we still beat them twice, which, spoiler alert,
We're going to get crushed this week.
I think does not bode well for us.
Yeah.
But like, I still, like, I won't be mad. Like, that's one of our closest geographic rivals or whatever. And I still can't be bothered to care yet.
See, I do.
And I don't care about core at all. I don't give a shit about this Battle of the Independence thing. Like,
you didn't go to core, so like I understand that you have a little bit less. I have a little bit of a thing, especially because Jesus has gone there now, and like that just adds a little bit of something to it.
I just don't. I can't. I still don't care yet.
I love Jesus, and like a player that I like going to to another team just adds a little. And then I went up there, and they were awesome, and there was fans, and Sutton's there. Like there's a little bit on there but like it's I don't really
think about this.
It's not a rivalry.
Alex Sutton is there and is a shithead, and yet I still can't be bothered to care about them yet.
I get it.
Which is why, like, you let things form naturally.
Yes.
In this league,
and it's why there are front office derbies, and there are supporter rivalries. Like supporter rivalries, real rivalries get created in the field, which is why Michigan Stars will always be our eternal rival.
God bless.
Anyway, all right, that's enough on the vibes. The vibes are much, much better. They are the exact opposite of last week because, like, now we're just closer to the playoffs, and we are who we are. But we finally won a game.
Yeah, the league is really tracking towards like low 40s, and I mean like extremely low 40s, maybe even high 30s being the cut line.
Yeah, because last year,
and we're already at 38. So.
Last year, everyone was beating each other, and so like everything was compressed, and so there was a lot more teams in the mid table with a lot more points. And this year, there are some teams like Columbus who beat us, but like haven't beat anybody else.
I mean,
essentially.
it's like 7 to 13 is the compression this time around, whereas last time around it was like what 3 to 10.
3 to 10, yeah.
So like.
So
we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We got six games to go.
Let's talk about the playoff picture in a moment. Before we get there, let's shift to some Sky Blues news and talk about some end of season awards that we didn't talk about last week.
Yeah, so we kind of forgot.
We wanted to save some good news for this podcast just in case things went poorly in the last game.
So CFC was awarded Organization of the Year.
Oops, wrong one. I was trying to intro again.
For the WPSL Southeast Conference Peachtree Division.
Who, first of all, Peachtree's hilarious because it means we played all teams from Atlanta, which we knew, but like you see it in the name and it's funny. Also, who else were they going to award with Organization of the Year?
That's not my problem.
It was a dominating win by us, is what I'm saying.
But also Decatur, except they're poor, so I guess maybe not.
They didn't want to go to playoffs. So
Maddie Smith was named Goalkeeper of the Year.
Hell yeah.
In the divisional awards.
By the way, if she didn't get it, like Kylie Hall also could have gotten it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm saying we had two excellent keepers.
We had, yeah.
I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Yeah.
We had two excellent keepers throughout the season. Like, that's what a luxury that is.
By the way, Kylie Hall, TSD veteran.
Fucking legend.
Also on the All Southeast team were Kennedy Ball and Reese McDermott.
Hell yeah.
And then honorable mention, Hannah Tillett.
This is actually what I'm most mad about. It is insane to leave Hannah Tillett off any list of like high performers this season. You idiots. Get it? Like, I'm sure because when we look through the thing, there's only like 3 of each team. There's a maximum of 3 from each team.
Yeah, and I'm sure
there's
Kennedy.
A rule there, but fuck off. You should have just included 4 if you were gonna.
I'm sure they just gave it to Kennedy because she had 4 goals, and I think Tilly only had like 2 in the season.
I'm not taking anything away from Kennedy Ball. She also deserves it. But Hannah Tillett as honorable mention is fucking insane.
Well, don't worry because she had the last laugh because due to our postseason participation, the 2025 WPSL postseason all-national team, Hannah Tillett and Reese McDermott.
They were both, and Reese missed a game in that period. 2 games?
She missed 2 games.
She missed 2 games in that period. She still got on that. Hannah Tillett was immense.
No, just a game. It was the Nashville game.
Hannah Tillett was immense. Reese was excellent as well. Kennedy Ball missed, I think, 2, which is probably what kept her out of it. Like, we were Yeah, we had an unbelievable season from the Sky Blues,
It was
and
so good.
Every one of those girls is deserving of those. I think Maddie Smith probably got robbed by not getting goal, although she didn't face any shots in the playoffs until the final game where she faced one. Almost, I'm being a little facetious, but yeah, what a run! Take me back.
Let's bring it on.
Let's run it back, man. Is there anybody else on those? Did Juan not win any coaching awards?
I don't see any.
Man. Oh, yeah, we are joined by Juan, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Toby's under the couch, and Matthew's here. I didn't do my normal intro thing.
No, it's okay. We all figured it out.
It's twice in 1 week. They had to know who we are this time.
Yeah.
Or twice in 2 weeks.
While we're covering some news-related things, we also forgot to mention Welcome officially inducted. Obviously, he was selected back in the spring
by your supporter owners in a vote,
but officially inducted into the Hall of Legends. Founder, board member, twice general manager, player, Sheldon Grizzle.
Well deserved. I was not there for his induction ceremony. I think you were. Mm-hmm. Man, it's really cool. This is one of the really cool things left over from the Alton period and from like that period of time where we were changing a lot of things. We added the Hall of Legends, and I think it's one of the coolest things, especially because it exists in a hallway. And I'm not being facetious. Like, it's in one of the halls or one of the entryways when you come into Finley Stadium and enter towards the field, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
And also these people, these CFC people, wherever they come from, whatever they did, however they are, like, they deserve this recognition, and it's really, really cool. Congratulations. Shout out Sheldon. Loved seeing all the pictures. He wrote an email, I think, that went out to all supporter owners, and maybe everybody, but definitely sorry for the supporter owners. So really, really cool. Yeah. And well deserved.
Absolutely. Okay. Those are kind of the news items.
Well, there's one more.
There is one more, but I want to talk about the game first.
Okay.
Let's take this chronologically. We beat Carolina Core 1-0.
I'm just using the applause button. This whole vibes are high.
So this is a bit of an interesting one because we go on the road. It's us versus now Jesus on his new team.
I was positive he was going to score, and he almost did. He hit the post.
He hit the post like 6 minutes in. But that might have been his only real like.
He had another nice cross that they didn't do anything with. We cleared out, but those were kind of his own. He had some other like just recycles and good passing and whatever else, but those were his two really danger moments, which I was terrified of the X strikes rule.
Let me go through the starting lineup here, and then we'll talk about what changed. Jakupovic in goal, Milo, Nate Kohler, Fareed, Tate Robertson, the back line. Double pivot with Nick Mendonça, Callum Watson, Gavin Turner ahead of them at the 10, Mangaroff and Colin Thomas as your wingers, and then Nagelstad as your starting striker. We had a warm-ups related injury to Nathan Kohler, which was also a huge bummer because it was right after that really nice article on the CFC website about
his parents,
about his sister, about like
if you haven't
how
read that,
he came to CFC.
It's so good.
Which basically just means that Elena should be getting agent fees right now for that. I swear to God, honestly, this is better agent work. We don't have many agents that listen to this podcast, thank the Lord. But this is honestly better agent work than I've seen in the lower divisions, where she just looked at various teams and got to us and was like, they only have 3 signed center backs. Hey, Nate, you should email them. And that's how it all started.
That's so amazing.
It's incredible. Shout out to the Kohlers. They travel extremely, extremely well.
They've been to every game that I've been at. I think they've been to all of them. I don't think they've missed one. I don't know. That's a question. They rule.
It's a ridiculous amount.
They're so fun. Like, they're so nice. Like, every bit. Like, they're the best.
One of my favorite things, especially of road games, is because like there's just not that many, CFC people on the road outside of like the Huntsville or the Kennesaw games, and so you naturally kind of congregate a little bit, and it's like, keep seeing you guys.
I might have traveled and seen them in more places than I've traveled with my wife this year. Like they're at every place that I go. Like Ella hasn't gone to all those same road games as me, and like it's the best, man.
Yeah,
and
so it's obviously a huge bummer that Nate had to be taken out of the lineup.
Hopefully it is a minor injury. We did see on the stream that his leg was wrapped towards the end when he was walking across the field. So we're doing some wonder if it's an upper leg injury, but who knows?
Yeah. And we don't know how much of that was precautionary, how much of that was...
hopefully it's precautionary.
And obviously after this weekend, the Huntsville game, we have 2 weekends of no games.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to get healthy, to do whatever before the stretch run. Logan Brown came in to replace him.
And we only had one center back on the bench, which means we then had 0 center backs on the bench after Logan came in, which did get a little terrifying. And when Logan, spoiler alert, in the 64th minute, I think, needed to be subbed off. I don't know if it was cramps or a slight injury. My guess is it was like fitness cramps and like maybe he was carrying a slight knock.
He's not played a lot of minutes this year, especially late, as of late. So.
Yeah, and look, he had a good game. Like we kept a clean sheet, right? But when he had to be subbed out, I'm sure you were going to get to this, but we have some new signings that then made some appearances. Matthew, why don't you continue going on whichever direction you were going to go? But that's a little preview for some stuff I'm excited about.
First half ends at 0-0, and then
there's really just the Jesus off the bar, and then the one Eldon big save.
Yeah, we didn't do a whole heck of a lot.
We didn't do much in the first half, and they didn't do much either, other than the one chance. Like the Jesus chance that he hits off the bar is not a great chance. It's Jesus creating some magic and putting a crazy cross over the top because it's like from the side, and it hits off the bar, and it would have been an outrageous goal, and it would have broke my heart. But it didn't. It hit off the post. And then the other I'm pretty sure it's in the first half that Eldon has the big save where he reads it perfectly and the guy hits it right at him. I'm pretty sure that's it. And then there's nothing else essentially in that first half for either team that I remember.
No, there's really not that much at all. So we get to halftime. 2 changes are made. Keegan Anslin comes in for Marcus Nagelstad, and Luke Kuszewski makes his debut.
Congratulations on the debut.
And subs on for Callum Watson to establish a double pivot with Mendonça. And then, as you said, 20 minutes into the second half, we're forced into making a change. Logan Brown, don't know exactly what's going on there. He's down for a little bit. But he gets back up and he plays for another minute or so. And that gives us enough time to make the changes.
The other thing that may have happened there, Matthew, now that I'm thinking about it, is he may have had cramps and they may have been pretty rough because he hasn't played as much lately. And so his fitness may not be quite where it would normally be if he was playing 90 minutes every week. And they may have just made a tactical decision where they said, we want fresh legs here. Like if he's having cramps in the 60th minute,
it's time.
We're just getting him out of here because we want fresh legs, even if they're not perfectly adapted for the position. So Luke moves back into the center back line. And
so we make
Stevie comes in.
We make 2 changes at that moment. Jalen James replaces Colin Thomas, and then Stevie Louis Jean comes in for Logan, and Stevie moves into midfield alongside Nick Mendonça, and then Luke Kuszewski, 20 minutes into his debut, changing positions.
I don't know how many minutes he's played at center back. It may have been that he's played a lot. And he seems like the kind of guy too, that when you're profiling out, he's a big body, he's a central midfielder. Generally speaking, in the pro game,
somebody's tried to be center back before.
But generally in the pro game, you end up moving backwards. So if you're an attacking midfielder and you have the frame for it, but maybe you don't quite have the next level pace, technical ability, pick your thing. In the pro game, a lot of times they'll move you back to defensive midfielder or an 8 or whatever else. If you're an 8, they might move you, or even a 10 or a wing, they might move you back to one of the outside backs. See Tate Robertson. If you're a DM, you might move to center back. Look at Spunky, who was a Nick Spielman was a DM ostensibly and became a really, really good and is a really, really good pro center back. It's very common to move back in the formation with more of the game in front of you as long as you have the frame and the technical ability and the whatever else. So I'm not surprised, is why I say that, to see him move back into center back. I am a little surprised it happened 20 minutes into his debut, but I thought he performed well in both positions. I thought he looked better in the midfield because we had the ball a lot more when he was in the midfield, and I thought he looked nice and calm and quick on the ball, and I liked that a lot. But once he was at center back, I didn't get to see him as much on the ball, obviously. But I liked what I saw.
I mean, look,
Kept a clean sheet.
it's a hell of a debut.
Yeah.
Just yeoman like performance, doing a shift and doing what the team needed, and cannot say enough good things about that debut. Yeah, I mean, just massive, and at the exact moment we needed it too.
Oh, dog! Imagine another scenario and he's not there. Who's playing center back? Nick?
Tate.
Maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, thank goodness. And you saw
Foles and I had a thing years ago when Tate, it was Tate's first year with the club, that if we had like the wrong sequence of events happen, that we were probably playing Tate.
I want to point out something that I think is very, very important.
That Mix is laying on my elbow right now.
Yeah, he is laying on your elbow right now. You can move your elbow if you want. He'll be fine. But Chris Nugent is not Peter Fuller.
No, that's true.
I have no idea who would have played center back is my point. It was interesting and it worked. And it was nice to see both players, as I'm sure you're about to get to. Two of the players that we signed last week and announced last week, both got their debuts.
Yeah. So 65 minutes in, we've already made 4 subs. And so there was only,
and we were playing a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, second half was much better.
I mean, this is the story of this season in a lot of ways. We are one half of the game we are usually really good. The other half we are either good, okay, or bad. And a lot of times most of the time it's just okay or bad, which has been the like we either come back and tie or win, or we let it drop off. We rarely put two halves together. And so that first half was mediocre, not terrible, but mediocre. And then the second half was good. And we created enough to probably deserve a goal, but we hadn't found it. And so, like you said, 65th minute, we've made 4 changes, which is good. It's early. Like, it's nice to have fresh legs early. And then the new guy,
Anthony Garcia.
I was waiting to see if you were still on the podcast.
No, I am doing a little pre-work, pulling up the 90 and 15, so I can try to find out who played the ball.
It was Tate.
See, you remember this, but I don't.
It was Tate.
Anyway, Anthony Garcia subs in the 72nd minute. Huge. He was lively, man.
He was on the left. He's on the left side, on the left wing. He was dribbly. He dribbled past a couple guys.
Dribbly, wandery, like just kind of flowing around a little bit, and it's that kind of movement, which I think confused a little bit of the core defense, and you see it in the go away, stupid ad. You see it in the 86th minute when he gets in behind, ball gets played over the top, and Covey brings him down in the box for a penalty.
And if Covey does, as we said earlier, if Covey does not bring him back, he's just one-on-one with the keeper with several yards to decide what he's going to do and then play and then score.
Also, it's great hold-up play from Garcia there.
Yeah, he spins.
To shield him, to block him off, and then is able to go.
It's all made. Look, it's a beautiful ball from Tate.
And it was Tate.
Told you. Nice of you not to believe me. Garcia does everything. Garcia makes that entire thing happen. And that's basically 3 points for Garcia. It's also lovely that Tate played the ball. Garcia draws it, and then Tate takes the penalty. No doubter on the penalty. Went to Alex McGrath's in the same spot as he was when we were there earlier this season. You can't see it on the angle of the stream, but I could, and he's going towards it. But I thought maybe Alex was there. I said it to you when we were live watching it. And then I saw it a different angle from behind the goal with whoever was there filming from our staff. Like, you see Alex McGrath, and it's just, yeah, it's beautiful.
Fantastic. That's a massive 3 points, folks.
Do you want to
huge
question what Tate screamed and why?
I know what he screamed. He screamed, "Where are my chicken nuggets at?"
I want to know who bet Tate chicken nuggets that he couldn't score or could score.
Who
owes Tate chicken nuggets?
I think Carolina Core does. It was probably a promotion at the game.
Oh, if it was, that's even better. I was guessing that Alex McGrath owes him chicken McNuggets because they bet chicken. I don't know.
It's almost certainly a promotion from the game.
He yelled, "Where's my chicken nuggets?"
It's so good.
It's so fun. I don't know why, because I obviously wasn't there, but you can hear it very clearly on the Instagram video of the goal.
It's
the penalty rather.
It's just so good.
Also, he gives Alex Sutton a look. He might say something, can't really tell. Throws the ball back in the net. Like,
it's fun.
Mercado and Sutton, everybody hates those guys. Those guys are just the worst.
Yeah. Here's a look at the playoff picture. This is as of recording time, which is roughly noon on what day is it? Wednesday. So there are a couple games tonight. I think Philly plays Toronto tonight. That's got implications for us. At 22 games played, we're on 38 points in 6th place. Toronto is on 22 games played with 31 points, so 7 points back. New York City, 22 games played, 29 points, 9 points back. And that is the playoff line at the moment. Cincinnati has a game in hand at 29 points. Orlando is 2 points back at 27. Carolina Core is also at 27 points. Both Orlando and Carolina are on 22 games. Crown Legacy also on 22 games with 26 points. And then really the last one probably in the mix. Well, the last two in the mix. Atlanta United 2 with 20 games played. So they've got 2 games in hand. They're at 25 points. A couple victories. Like they beat Crown on the weekend. A couple more victories and they're right in the hunt.
Mm-hmm. And that's why these 3 points were so crucial.
Yeah, and then Miami's got a game in hand. They're on 21 points. Or I'm sorry, 22 points with 21 games played.
So we are sitting pretty.
We're in a really good spot.
We have not made the playoffs. I think the magic number that if we just get to, I think it's 50 points we did the math on, we would mathematically be unable to be caught.
Yeah, like not even the Red Bulls at 45 points have clinched.
Yeah. So, and I'm not like, there's somebody out there. And I think, Michael, you did this last year. I think you did. So if I'm right, like it'd be cool.
Michael's doing it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we should do a like.
It's happening in the Chattahooligan Slack.
Beautiful. Well, I haven't seen it yet. I will log in and see it, but we can talk about it on this podcast once we see more of it. But I think Matthew and I both believe we need 2 more wins, to make sure.
We need 50 points to make sure. And if that changes, I'll let you know.
We need at least 2 more wins of this last 6. Probably needs more than that would be everything comfortable, but I think it's pretty likely. But also, you don't want to aim to win 2 of 6 games, obviously.
No.
But we are in a position where maybe just winning 2 of 6 gets us in. This was, again, a really big 3 points. Let's get some positive momentum. I think there's a thing about momentum, and obviously there's luck involved, but there's also belief and just getting back in the win column that gives you a little more belief to make that, I don't know, take that next touch, take that next shot, take that next whatever. And hopefully, I'm not saying that the guys didn't believe, but I do know how hard it is in anything if you just keep not getting it done. And, maybe this sparks something. Go on a little run here.
Absolutely.
Matthew, we have one more big piece of news.
Yeah. So CFC on Tuesday announced the signing of Yuval Cohen.
Welcome home, Yuval. That is the 4th player in the last month or 6 weeks.
Yes.
And that is
depending on whenever Gavin occurred, which actually probably makes it the 5th player.
That's Gavin's 5th. I was just talking about Xavier, Luke, Yuval, and Anthony.
Yeah. Okay.
Which that's not chronological, but you got where I was going.
Yeah.
If you had Gavin, that's 5th. So tell me who Yuval Cohen is and why I should be excited. And I am excited.
Yuval Cohen,
because I do know,
is a 19-year-old player on his first pro contract with CFC.
First pro contract with anybody, you mean?
His first pro contract is with CFC.
Hell yeah.
He is a now former Inter Miami Academy player. He's been on an academy contract in Miami for 2 years now. Before that, he was a standout player in high school in Las Vegas, where he was from. And Cohen has scored 12 goals and added 2 assists during the 2024 and 2025 seasons for Miami. Again, all on an academy contract. And that comes out to it's like 34 games or something like that, but it comes out to right around 1,600 minutes in all comps, which is league, playoffs, and 2 games in the Open Cup this year. So he's got 5 goals this year already, but he hasn't been really playing for Miami,
which might explain why he wanted to come here.
Yeah, and let's talk about the undercurrent for a second.
Let's say also he has scored against CFC.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have him on this side. Let's set the table for some. There's a lot to know about this signing that makes it very different from other.
So there's a couple of things. Number one, this is a free transfer. Yes, he was playing for a team in our league.
Like 5 days ago.
Like very recently.
I think he played Thursday, so like 6 days ago against Huntsville. And then he was announced Monday for us. So Tuesday for us. Okay, all the days don't make sense.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Make of that what you will. So yeah, he's literally on a roster in this league, but he was on an academy contract. And the way that works in the United States is if you're on an amateur contract, which is what academy contracts are.
It's what Darwin Ortiz was on last year.
There is no. Those contracts are practically memorandums of understanding. Like they hold no real value to them because, well, you're not getting paid. So you can just leave. And we see this throughout U.S. soccer, where a player on an MLS academy deal will up and leave and go. Oftentimes it's been to a USL team where they'll go for their first professional contract. Oftentimes as a precursor, because they think they can get a better deal. Oftentimes they want to go to Europe, and they often can't go into Europe until they're 18 because they need to be an adult and don't have a European passport.
Those who are old, like you and I, might remember Haji Wright signing with the Cosmos instead of an MLS team.
Very old.
In order to then go, and Haji Wright is obviously currently playing in Europe, but he was the next thing for a while.
Yep.
And he refused to sign with whatever MLS team he was
LA Galaxy
with, and he signed with the New York Cosmos, who were like, cool, come play with us for a year or two, and then on your 18th birthday, you can go wherever you want. This is a long time-honored tradition is what I mean.
If you recognize Diego Luna from the current national team picture, he's now at Real Salt Lake. He was a San Jose Earthquakes Academy player. Went to El Paso Locomotive. Shout out Gabby Torres.
Hell yeah. Crushing it at El Paso right now.
Fidel Barajas, same situation, San Jose Academy, signed his first pro contract at Charleston Battery, crushed it there, also got bought by Real Salt Lake, and is now at DC United on loan from Chivas Guadalajara. Kobe Henry, great example of this. Orange County signed him, sold him to Europe, is now on Real Salt Lake. There's a theme here.
Real Salt Lake.
Wheeling and dealing. Orange County, it just signed a player in, 2 weeks ago, out of LAFC's academy. And he's 16 years old, putting them on his first pro contract. Orange County has a history of putting players into Europe. Milan Ilioski, also, I forget whose academy he was in, somewhere in Southern California, I'm pretty sure. He went to Orange County, crushed it, got sold into Europe, and
he's not back in MLS.
Came back to San Diego on loan. That loan expired. They couldn't work out a permanent deal. He's now, I think, been purchased on loan, something with Philadelphia Union. He's now back. Wild stuff. My point is, like, this has been going on. We're not the first team to ever do this, but it is the first time for us to do something like this. And one of the things about being in MLS Next Pro, and more specifically not being in MLS, is that, we have one of the missions that we have on for this club is to get out there and to find players that need a different path, and for CFC to be an option along the way. And so in the case of Yuval Cohen, he's a little bit older than, he's 19, right? He's going to turn 20 in November. But he's going to come here. It's his first pro contract, and we'll see where soccer and life takes him after this. I will note that there was no notation on the press release or the signing announcement of how long that contract is. Just going to tell you right now, it's probably a pretty short-term deal.
I mean, if you think about the Haji Wright I mentioned earlier, or whoever, pick your whatever, one of the reasons they prioritized going to a team that wasn't going to try to lock them down for a long period of time and retain their rights and like do all the weird dumb shit that MLS does is so that they can go to Europe. And if he has European, and I've never met the kid, I have no idea, but if he has European dreams of being a player in Europe, you would want to potentially, and let's read the tea leaves here. He's not playing very much in Miami this year. He appears to be a good player.
I mean, the underlying numbers have him at 0.64 XG plus XA,
which is really great
per 96 over the course of 2024 and 2025.
He's a really good player. He's not playing much. And
also, Miami is a club right now that exclusively prioritizes Argentines. So, like, if you're an American and he's American and he's also got Israeli citizenship, if you're an American in Miami, I can't imagine things are great for you. Look what we just saw, the Drake Calendar trade just went live today or yesterday. Miami shopped Drake Calendar out. Number one, they weren't playing him in favor of a keeper who's horrible, but he's Argentine. And they shopped him to the highest bidder and did not give a shit where they sent him. No rhyme or reason. They're just stacking gam, right? Like, it's not a great place to be an American. It will not shock you that my Inter Miami 2's leading scorer this year is Argentine. That's just where the club is right now. And if it sounds like I'm talking shit, I am.
It does appear to be true.
It's Messi's Argentine friends now, and that's how the club's being run from top to bottom. And I'm not. If the situation is Cohen needed whatever last ship out of Fort Lauderdale he could get, and it happened to be us, and it's a short term deal with no real long term opportunities for us, I'm not going to be terribly surprised if that was like mandatory for him to get out, because he doesn't want to be tied down to a bad situation. We see this happen all the time in the old days of USL. Mm-hmm. Guys were signing, and in NISA, by the way, like, guys were signing 1-year deals with no options because they wanted full control over their future.
Of course.
So
yeah, and it is a potential harbinger of things to come.
This should really be a part of our roster building strategy. But also, you have to have the first one because you need that proof of concept, and that's why it's a huge deal.
Yes.
And also, like, he's a really good player.
Yes.
Like, the data and actual
the eye
production and the eye test says that's a really good player there.
So if you remember the kids that absolutely tore us apart, our worst beating since probably like 2014 or 2014 Atlanta Silverbacks. Like,
it was Miami.
It was Miami in Miami, and he was a part of that. He scored that second goal to make it 2-1. I think. Like, he's a really good player. He's a high potential. He's the exact kind of guy I have been, and we obviously think this too. But this is the drum I've been beating for a while. He's the kind of guy we want. Like, can we show him that Chattanooga is an excellent place to play and to relaunch your career, or to launch for the first time your career? Like, could he be the centerpiece of this attack? I don't know. Next year? I don't know. But it'd be cool. But either way, like you said, it's a proof of concept. It is a really good player. This is also a player that, like, we just simply don't have access to out of our academy right now.
Yeah.
We don't have this level of talent coming out of our academy. And we also, because this is a player who I would assume believed he was on a first team track, we wouldn't often have access to anyway, because this age of player that's really promising and really good doesn't go to an independent team very often. They mostly stay within MLS academies because they want that path immediately to the first team. So very excited about this.
Whether it's realistic or not.
Yes, there's a whole separate
I'll remind you that Miami are going to complete the purchase of a 19-year-old for like $8 million before the end of business on Thursday.
There's, like, I'm not arguing like that teams don't sell people dreams and then pull the rug out, which is, if you read the tea leaves, what I'm guessing happened to Yuval Cohen. And we're not going to do that, right? That's not our MO. That's how a lot of these MLS teams are.
We can't afford to do it.
But many of these MLS teams do that. And we should be a home for some guys. And hopefully this is the first of many. You would hope that guys who need or want a fresh start or who just want a different path, as you said, to break out will come here. And I'm also really, really excited. Who knows? It is a big who knows here, but we may have just signed our second starter midseason, meaning Gavin has been a starter basically since we signed him. And Yuval, who knows? But with our injuries on the forward attacking line, like forward band, attacking band, whatever you want to call it, there's a pretty reasonable chance that he's either going to play a bunch of minutes. And why would you sign somebody for 3 months, assuming it's a 3-month contract, if he's not going to play? And also, why would he come here if we weren't planning on playing him? So I'm very excited. I am hopeful this is the win, the new blood from the last few weeks, which has already resulted in 3 points in a lot of ways. Like this is changing the vibes, man. And I am as excited about this signing as I have been, excuse me, maybe in all of the signings during our pro era, at least during our MLS Next Pro era. I'm trying to think, but yeah, this is a really, really big one. It's really exciting. Who knows if it works out? That's how signings work. But man, what a thing to wake up to. I guess it was yesterday. I was thinking it was 2 days ago. But what a thing to wake up to. Like this is an amazing, amazing, amazing announcement. And I cannot wait until we hit the field, which today feels like Thursday, by the way. To me, today feels like Thursday. I realize it's just Wednesday. That's probably where my days are all fucked up. I can't wait for this weekend. Matthew, what else do we have?
He becomes the third youngest player on the roster. And he adds to the list the last 5 signings that we've made. Gavin,
18,
Xavier,
18, 22,
Luke,
22, 22,
Anthony Garcia,
19.
and Yuval are now 5 of the 9 youngest players we have on this roster.
I love it.
There's been a clear shift in terms of like what we wanted to do in the summer that you see in practice.
I think it's
just right there.
I think it's some of it what I believe, and this is total conjecture. I think we're getting option to look at guys who are a little younger and a little more talented than maybe we had in the offseason. I think we've had a good season, and who knows, right, what these guys pan out to being. But I think the further into this MLS Next Pro thing we get, and I said this on some of our preview episodes for the season, the further we get into this MLS Next Pro journey, the more other teams and players and agents are going to look at us and go, that's a legitimate place. In this offseason, we didn't get any loans. And then DC United gave us an 18-year-old, very promising, who's already made his MLS debut at 18, who's been playing in the USL Championship. They trusted us with Gavin Turner. And we saw at Philly the magic that he can do. And we've seen in general, like he's a good player.
Yeah.
And he's got a very high ceiling.
He's basically started every game he's been available, barring his first one for us.
Very normal, right? You don't throw someone in the first game. You let them have like a little bit of time to acclimate. But I think you can see a little bit of, and maybe this is, I don't know all the things that are going on, but I do think that if you look at this, I don't know if it's a change in philosophy so much as, and maybe it is a little bit, but I think it's a little bit too, we're just able to get an 18-year-old and 19-year-old that we didn't get in the offseason, who are very high ceiling, but we did get midseason. Somebody pointed out, like, are we going to continue to sign guys during the season? And this is an interesting question for going forward. I don't think I mentioned this on the last podcast. I think we talked after the podcast about this. But and I'm not going to say your name because I don't know if you wanted your name on this, my friend. But like, are we going to have access to guys in the middle of the season, after the college season, after stuff kind of winds down, after the PDL plays, that we weren't options in our offseason normally? And so every year, do we leave a spot or 2 or 3 open for those guys? I don't know the answer to that, but it's something I hadn't considered before last week.
Something that will also be interesting on that front is if the calendar does shift and then you've got summer, like how many players are going to be, if the calendar shifts and then the super draft shifts as well to be more corresponding to kind of the beginning of the offseason, early June, right? How many guys that don't get drafted will go play, like PDL for the summer and then be looking for jobs at the start of our preseason, basically? Like there might be a path right there, especially if USL doesn't also shift when that ends up happening in 27, 28, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting. So the vibes have changed. I am enthused. I cannot wait to be back at Finley Stadium this weekend. And watch us probably lose, because the luck says we should probably lose 5-0 to Huntsville, since we got out with being the worst team and the worst of the two teams in both of our matchups, and we got 3 points. But I also look forward to deserving to win and also winning. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be insane, though, because Huntsville are really, really good. And
no, so like, look, let's preview the match real quick.
Sure.
Huntsville's a really, really good team.
They have very much put together a rod ball team in a lot of ways.
Big shift from the top after hiring BJ Callahan at the first team. That's really infected everything that they do.
Infected
everything that they do in the technical department over Nashville and Huntsville. Huntsville is the oldest MLS2 team in MLS Next Pro.
By a lot.
They've got,
I think.
They're
almost as old as we are.
They've got essentially 20 guys that are on Next Pro contracts. They've got a few guys from the first team that sometimes pop down, sometimes don't. They have a couple academy guys playing up, but like not really a lot.
They seem to be actually treating it like, and it's one of the only ones that's not in market. So like they're out living in Huntsville, whatever else. They're one of the few that are actually treating it like a developmental team where, I mean, Columbus obviously did this a few years ago where they finished the season, played the same group, took a bunch of guys. I don't know if Nashville will take the guys out of there, but they very clearly have gotten guys and they're like, can we use these guys? Like,
they're not just playing.
They're not playing 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds out of their academy.
They've got 2 guys on MLS contracts that are sometimes seeing the field, but it's certainly not guaranteed. I think they're making them earn it.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting shift.
And you have guys like Kofi, who is like, has no business being in this league.
Yeah.
You see, he is unbelievable. And he, if not for an international spot, would be on Nashville, is my belief. He's good enough to be in MLS. But also, they've parked him there. And I don't know what the plan is with him, but you look at guys like him, they have a lot of 23, 24, 25-year-olds who I think they're looking at and going, you are either good enough and you're going to prove it and we're going to call you in and be part of our team, or you're not, instead of, because they don't have the built-out academy, whatever else, developing these 17, 18, 19-year-olds. But what's happened is they hired a good coach, very clearly. They play a defined style.
Yep.
They are older and mature, and they've picked off some of the business they did this offseason, where they went and got guys off of other teams.
Alan Carlton.
Guys who Alan Carlton looks destined to be just a first-team starter.
This is also
soon.
not a team that like has, I'm going to regret saying this, has a striker that can just score goals for fun.
You know, Studenhoff scoring 3 goals now that you said that.
It's Kofi, it's Carlton. Like they've done a really, really good job with this group. And
if they had a striker that could score goals,
it really started last summer once they started putting the organizational changes into effect.
And they went through like 52 guys or whatever it was.
God, it was incredible.
So you should explain what that meant. But basically, Matt kept track. I'll try to explain it. Matt kept track of guys on their game day roster, and they had the most that we've ever seen in any league.
Yeah, they hit like 53 by the end. They're at 38 this year.
They go through so many guys. They're obviously spending money on their roster, whatever else. What I will say is they have a plan. They're older. They are, for my money, and I've watched, it's them and Philly. Those are the 2 best teams. The Red Bulls are fluky. They don't deserve to be in first. They're a decent team, but they're a mid-table. They're a lot closer to us than we are to Philly and Huntsville in a lot of ways. And we can beat Philly. We've also played our 2 best games of the season in a lot of ways were against Philly, where we lost one and drew one. No, we drew both of them. We drew both of them. Where we deserved to win one completely, and the other one, like, depends on how you look at it. The 3-3 was brutal.
Could have gone either way.
And so, like, we can obviously play with anyone, which is why everybody should be excited about, let's get to the playoffs and see what happens. But those are the 2 best teams in the East, and the West doesn't exist. I have watched a reasonable amount of Philly and so much Huntsville. And those 2 teams are really, really good. That Huntsville game is going to be really tough this weekend. Yep. I do think we can beat them. But I think if we beat them, we have to play to the upper limits of our play.
I just don't believe that we'll be able to play a not very good game. And
for the third time in a row.
And like a 1/2 game, and it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Like, statistically speaking, I just don't see that happening.
They're also just really good, and if they have the yips sometimes, especially their strikers.
It's probably the thing that could
come good for them.
If you're looking at things that like why Huntsville won't win a title this year, I'm just assuming it's going to be because the striker gets the yips.
Well, and keeps having the yips,
and that keeps their ceiling from going all the way.
Their starting striker, Miglietti or whatever his name is, he has I think almost 4 expected goals, 3.5 or 4 expected goals, and he has 0. Like he has 0 goals this season, which is just bonkers. Obviously, it's a smaller sample size, but anyway.
After this weekend,
also they play with the ball and we play without the ball, so that's going to be a little bit of a fascinating thing too, because we have the lowest possession in the league, and they, I believe, have the highest possession in the league. And if they don't have the highest, they might as well have the highest. I haven't looked at this.
So, like, does that exasperate beyond like the 60-40 thing?
Well, you might remember our first time we played them when I think they had about 92% possession.
I think it was written down as like 74 or something.
And so, like, do we try to hold the ball a little bit this weekend? And to take away from that, do we just bunker in and try to hit on the break, which we obviously can do? And, you know, does someone like Anthony Garcia come in because we saw like him get in behind? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot more pieces now. 6 weeks ago, we had 4 less players on the roster, and you kind of had a pretty clear idea. It could go one of like 3 ways, and now you have a bunch of players who Chris could change. And one thing that Chris and his coaching staff have been all season is really flexible.
Yeah.
And really
not married to a system, not married to just but a few players, really.
Yeah.
So anything is possible. After this weekend, 2 weekends off entirely.
Really, we have 4 new players.
And then
and 2 weeks off. That's really, really good for that stretch run, man.
And
really
then our 5-game stretch is at Crown, at home against Carolina Core, and then a tough stretch there with 3 games in 8 or 9 days. At Crown, home against Carolina Core, on the road at Atlanta on a Wednesday, at New York City on a Sunday, and then back the following Sunday for decision day at home against Atlanta. And hopefully we'll have done our business
before decision day. Yeah. Well, listeners, viewers, casuals, people who love us and people who hate us, we love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. We will hopefully see many of you in Finley Stadium this weekend. Talk to you guys soon.